Good afternoon. It is the 6th of October. It's a Sunday afternoon, 2019. And today we're going to go through our major 7 cryptocurrencies. And at the end of this video, I'm going to reveal 10 altcoins that our prior signals are now up over 25% profit from where our signals gave our alerts for. We're going to jump in, we're going to go through those coins before and after and see how that works out here. Let me see if my chat is working properly. So here we go. In this episode, we'll go through those 10 alts here that went up this much. 86%, 66%, 53%. Crazy gains. I'd like to say hello to Robert Collins. Thank you for subscribing, and a big thanks to GBU Professor Wally for the last super chat here. Before we go even further, a quick look at the disclaimer. This isn't trading advice, just market observation. The same regular repeat market observation based on a specific trading plan that you can learn. Oh, I kind of cut that music off a little quick. I'm distracted here by trying to get this chat box to work. Some days it works and some days it doesn't. And so good to have you along, Jake the Snake. I think I've seen you here before from Sweden. That is phenomenal. I am here from the middle of Canada in Prairie Land, where it is autumn now and everything's getting cold. It's that crispy, crunchy leaves in the air feel. We're going to go through ADA, and what we're looking at here now is the 12-hour time frame. I'm going to get rid of the indicators, and I'm going to zoom back a little bit and just get some perspective on these coins, and then we'll zoom in on things. So the perspective I want to get from here is, where is that 200 period moving average compared to our 1, 2, 3 bottom formations that have been setting up and languishing sideways here now for 2 months of steady conversation about these sideways patterns setting up. Let's see if we can see a pattern in all of these coins. The 200 period moving average is still quite a bit above the price. EOS getting closer. Ethereum, it's already crossed over. And I'm making this point now because it's going to become relevant later in the video when we go over those other coins that are doing such fantastic profits. We're going to start to see a pattern in the coins that are doing well and the coins that are not yet doing well. So there are 2 out of our 7 here. No, I didn't check out the chart for Link, but that is on the menu. That is one of the coins we're going to be looking at because it's done some amazing things. It was one of our alerts that has taken off and done really well, and I think it's going to continue on. We'll take a look at that chart. So now, let me go. Let's continue on here. So there are only 2 coins, the Ethereum and Ripple, that were above that 200 period moving average. Now we're going to go into the episode, and I'm going to take a look at the relative strength index. Just a quick review of this because it's pretty much the same as yesterday. We're watching for this to see if it breaks these levels and our 4-hour time frame exponential moving average crossover. I am pretty more set to step back and watch for the 12-hour to cross over. We still don't even have a clear entry signal in our 1, 2, 3 bottom formation yet. It really has to come above these levels. And so we can sit back and watch this for now and observe what the RSI does. So let's do a quick look at the RSI for each of these, because there's a similar pattern that all of them are going through right now. And let's go into EOS. Make sure it's all working properly. Same pattern setting up here. So when we see this folding or unfolding one way or the other with all of these coins, any one of them giving us advance warning This is that top formation we're looking for across these 3 touches of death on a diverging RSI. So I still, all the way along here, we've been watching Ethereum set up with this diverging RSI and move flat across here, always saying that if this 4-hour exponential moving average crosses over, then that would be an exit point for us. And the longer it goes sideways, the less it has to move to make that 4-hour EMA cross over. Nothing to do but observe it. So let's do the relative strength index for Litecoin. Also watching to see if we get a break of that trend line. And of course, as I zoom in on this, then I am also paying attention to the relative strength index divergence. Not so much a divergence here. That's really strong in Ethereum, but not in Litecoin. But again, Litecoin didn't cross that 200 period moving average either. So here we have a bit of a divergence, not too bad. It could be a potential top formation, but it also looks like it's going to be blowing off higher. And if this is going to be blowing off higher or not, I want to observe what's going on with the RSI. And I'm going over these in detail because it's going to become relevant again when we go and compare these charts against the charts that actually did go out and make those 25 to 40 to 60% gains. There is a pattern in all of these charts, and we're starting to see it in the relative strength index. And the pattern is different in the coins that didn't make it and the coins that did make it. There is a really clear signal difference here. For me, it looks like Ripple it's on its way to be moving higher, something like Link did. And let's go see later what Link did in its relative strength index. Now, the next indicator that we're just scanning our way through here on the longer time perspective, because nothing much has changed, I just want to take a quick look at how the volume is setting up on these, especially, like that's no good, especially with Ethereum and Ripple, which were the only 2 coins to have been above this 200 period moving average. Another one of the correlations that I'm making here as we go through this. So as we are looking at this being above the 200 period moving average, it has a distinctively different volume pattern here that it really didn't have all the way along. I was really poo-hoo on this all the way through here. This was potential as it gave us this volume, but now that we are not having lower highs, but we are having equal highs, it becomes more important. That is, if it breaks higher than this, volume will be following along with it, and it'll be a clear pattern to be getting into Ethereum. Or at least staging into it small and then doing bigger afterwards. I love that volume pattern, that we can come and see that, and that it is different here in Litecoin. It is not as established at all. And I was biased towards Litecoin earlier, and it keeps stalling me. This is wonderful and better than I was expecting, actually. I was expecting more of a correlation of those that went over the 200 period moving average than with this volume. But TRX is really doing good. I like that volume pattern. Ripple doesn't have the volume pattern that Tron does, but it has the chart pattern that is so similar to Ethereum right now, right back to this support and resistance level. Really amazing, actually. Okay, now for the 2 of the killers, right? This is for me. This is the killer. Is to go in and see what the MACD is doing. If I go into the MACD and we're seeing this to the positive, that's good. To the positive here, good. EOS to the positive, good. Ethereum kind of waning a little bit. It's still, no, actually, that is negative. This crossed positive and it's crossed negative. So not only is it waning, but it did actually cross negative. The other three were still crossed positive. Litecoin still crossed positive, but weakening here. So we're catching the first drift of it, the first smell of it here. If this is weakening and coming back, and this crosses to the negative, we are seeing a pullback in these alts, and we should see Bitcoin dominance rising as that's happening. So just because we have one of them that's crossed negative and the rest of them are still positive, they're still not crossed negative. We'll watch to see over the next couple days to see if this 12-hour crosses to the negative. And now let's go through the Ichimoku cloud. And again, we're on the 12-hour time frame. So I'm stepping back, just getting a little perspective on this for this episode. And we'll definitely zoom in more closely again tomorrow. But because we have those additional coins to go over at the end, I'm just sort of going through this quickly. And for my own part, I love doing these things because then I can come back in 6 months and say, what was I thinking on this specific day? And I gotta, now that I brought that up, I gotta go to the weekly view of the, I'm way off track here, but now I'm off track. I might as well stay. Here is the weekly view of Bitcoin MACD indicator. This week right here, if I zoom in, there's a candle here, the 12th of August to the 19th of August. Maybe even a little bit earlier. Through those 2 weeks right there, there's a series of videos that I did that I talked about the MACD crossing over. And so for me now, I want to go back and watch these and see what I was thinking correctly and what mistakes I was making as that was unfolding right there. So this is the value for me in doing these videos, the same thing over and over and over, so that I can come back and compare against it. And how I was thinking and what did it say? How was I thinking and what did it say? And just continue to improve. So this is cross to the positive. So now we're watching for this similar pattern. Is this cross to the positive? Do we have a twist to the positive? Is this trailing indicator starting to cut through all three of them? This is the kind of idea that we're looking for now across all of these alts. And I know, let's go on. I could go on. I will. This is not cross to the positive. So we only have one so far. Now we have two that have not crossed to the positive. And we have Ethereum, which of course is crossed to the positive and may be pulling back to do a buy signal in an uptrend. Litecoin is not crossed to the positive. Or is it? The blue just crossed above the red. So it doesn't have a twist to the positive. Really, there's only a couple of them. This is crossed to the positive. This is positive. That's cut through everything. So there are two markets now that the Ichimoku likes on the 12-hour time frame. This is a mess. Let's go to the 12-hour time frame and pull back. So this gave us a clear signal a little while ago, and I think it's really setting up to do something more just by the look of these charts. So we can really narrow it down now that it seems most of them are pulling back, and yet if they start breaking above these levels, they're going to sing. They're going to be taking that step up from here. My thinking is anyway. And, I'm just saying that the altcoin dominance here is at this wicked top formation. And should it be breaking down below these levels, I'm anticipating it's going to be something fast like we saw before, which means that now is the time to be in there. Now is the time to, actually, 4 weeks ago when we did the video saying this is the September weekend in 2019 everyone's going to look back on. This was the September weekend, September the 8th weekend, because that's when all of these bottom formations were setting up. And the reason we can tell that is because of the way we plan this out in advance. We know where our trading signals are going to be. And I don't seem to have open. Here it is. I'll go over this Patron Bull Market Watch spreadsheet just quickly. we can see that we have 59 alerts right now in Binance. 56 of those coins are in hold status. 10 of those coins are above 20% in profit right now, and those are the ones we're going to review, the before and after pictures. So let's jump in now. You can find this data by going over to the website IntroToCryptos.ca, click on Binance Alerts, and scroll down, and you'll see a short list of our top coins that we did live alerts from. And this is pulled from our spreadsheet live, so it'll change over time, and it's got a cache of 10 minutes, so don't sit there and refresh. But anyway, these are the coins we're going to take a look at, and I'm going to go to /alerts here because I've got it set up so that I can pull up the before and after details by looking at the sheet here. It doesn't sort it properly here. So let's go take a look at MDA. Then we'll work our, let's start at the top because I'll never remember. Let's do MDA first of all. ADX, I'm sorry. Here's ADX before chart. Now let's go look at ADX after. This is going to get slow. Close. Binance. Filter by BTC and get rid of my favorites. ADX. And so you can see that we were watching the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, getting prepared in advance. And with these alerts, we can tell where the buy signal is going to be. We can say, get ready. Here's an alert. It's if it goes above these levels, here's the action to take. Here's the level to be taking it. Now we can have our stop loss above our entry in this, and we'll just sit and wait and see how this turns out. We'll talk about where we're going to add on to these later, but I want to continue going through these to mark out the fact that we are above the 200 period moving average here. And one thing I'm also paying attention to is this consolidation in August. We do have two groups of coins. One group of coins broke out above this consolidation from August and staged up above it like this. Then we have the other group like this one that staged down below it. Now this one just blasted up and gave us a great signal, but I want to also now categorize these 10 that we're looking at and see how they all fit up in here now. So there's ADX before and after, beautiful springboard pattern. And with the others surging, this tells us this one's getting ready. So we could already know in advance, we see other ones taking off, then we look back, where is that bottom formation, breaking the downtrend line, crossing the moving average. The trading plan that we do in our alerts signal is something that you can learn and practice and get good at. This isn't a secret thing that you have to be connected to me. I don't have this insider track into the universe, and I don't know what the future is. But this trading pattern with these risk control rules has worked well for me in the past, and it's setting itself up right now. So it's just time to play things out. Let's go and take a look at AMB and see what happened in this chart before and after. So here again, the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation is setting up. We were prepared in advance. We had our orders already, and now we're in. We have our stop loss just above our entry, and we're sitting. The important thing for me in this study, that sort of for my own review and emphasis, is these are coming out of the extra bottom, this little extra bottom that we had here. And I don't know if any of you here were trading in December of 2017. If you were here for the big run up of March to July of 2017, and if you're one of the bag holders holding alts in December of 2017, just before the huge run up, we had a breakdown from November to like the December 14th when the first futures were announced in Bitcoin, and Bitcoin started at the top. All of the alts took a little dip back there for a week. Everybody crapped their pants, and then the alts took right off. And I think we are seeing that playing out right here before us. It is an amazing time to get into this stuff. Let's go take a look at CND, and then we'll do data. So here's the before shot for CND. On the 20th of September, we put this out saying, here's our 1, 2, 3 formation. Here's our entry point. Here's where our stop loss would be. As soon as the price goes above, then you're going to move your stop loss up and protect your money. Let's go and say, we'll see what CND did. CND. So here we go. There's our bottom formation. It built itself up and we got into it early enough that now our stop loss is actually protected well with some nice support above it. The next thing we're looking for is where to add on to this trade. So the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation is the start of the story. So when you know when the story starts, that's the part of the battle. Now the unfolding of this as time goes along is part of what you can learn by taking the trading course right now. You get 1 month of free Binance alerts and you get the entire trading course for a wicked deal right now. That chat box is such a pain in the ass. Let's go on now. We did CND. Did we do data yet? I think this one's got a great percentage gain because it's such low Satoshi coin. So when it moves, it gives you really good percentage gains. Let's go look at data. DATA. So data, we got into it early and it's just starting to move. This is a really good tip, actually. Look at this great formation. This is the kind of thing you look for. I look for anyway. Put on a small little trade, wait for it. It will prove us correct and then there will be time to get in there bigger. So we haven't gone to link yet, smoking altcoins, but we will. Anne says, buy altcoins. They said it will be fun. They said, how are you doing today, sir? Could we have a look at Decreed and BNB? Oh, Decreed just got hammered. BNB has been on this massive downtrend. It's kind of awful. Adrian says, ascending triangle, good volume, EMA crossover. This is a no-brainer. Everyone is looking at that triangle. Once broken, it's fiesta time. Everyone is looking at, it's amazing actually, that the data shows us that, let me continue on while I talk, if I can do both. Data says that 80% of traders lose money and quit trading within 18 months to 3 years. Most traders 80% of traders lose money and quit trading within 18 months to 3 years. And the reason is they don't have a plan that they believe in. Because if you believe in a plan, you will trade it. And you won't go out of that plan, because to go outside of that plan is to do something against your beliefs, which is like you have to be under duress. So you really have to have a trading plan that you believe in from start to finish. You have to have the entire picture so that when there's stress comes, and there will be stress, that you can override your own personal opinion, your own personal emotions. You stick to the plan. It isn't easy. This is one of the reasons I started this whole doing my journal this way, so that I would learn from my own mistakes and learn to stick to my plan. So now what are we looking at here? Because I didn't save this chart properly, it doesn't have the name on it, but it's IOTA. So here's the before price of IOTA. Let's go and see what actually happened with this chart. IOTA. And I think Link is next. So IOTA, 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, a nice double bottom. And as it broke up above these levels, it is very nice. It's a beautiful setup. And now it's easy to have the stop just above your entry and to be sitting back and to see what the market's going to do. Is it going to continue up? And then we'd zoom in to see, when did this 4-hour exponential moving average cross over? Maybe that'll be a time to get out. But other than that, it's sit pretty on this one. I like it. Let's go in. Kyber network token. So now I said that about 80% of people failing because they don't have a plan. And if you got to have a plan that lets you override your own feelings and your own emotions. And those emotions, if we're looking at KNC beforehand, we can see this 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. It actually moved up and then pulled back before I wrote out this alert and drew this out and put it into the spreadsheet and sent it out to everybody. So now let's go and see what KNC ended up doing. KNC. Let's zoom back a little bit so we get some perspective on it. So here's our 1, 2, 3 formation, and it really hasn't gone that strongly yet. It did a move up and pulled back, but really, even though we're up some nice percentage gain on that, let's go and see what that was again. 33%. The chart really has got a long ways to keep going now. Let's go and take a look at Link. Here's the before screenshot. I should have hit control. So this is a late entry on the signal, and I recommended a limit order below the current price to get into this. And so we were watching for it to pull back and get in. So it's a little bit fuzzy as to where we got it in on this, but there was a space in the spreadsheet that has a specific number. So we'll go with that. And now let's go over and take a look at Link chart and see how this is shaping up. And so we got in at 18.8 something or other in this area as it was likely coming up through this area. And now it is way up. And there's nothing to do but keep the stop loss back below these technical levels for my own part. My own idea is that this has already proven that we are on a longer term uptrend. If I go to the weekly view and I grab a scribble tool, this is looking like a parabolic move upward. And to me, I think this technology and the way that it integrates between different technologies, it's got potential to go up very much higher than what it's already done. It's already proven it to me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So many of these coins have done unbelievable moves. I want to leave space in my trading plan to allow for that. So for my own part, I leave my stops back further than most people. If the markets are continuing to go into a sideways range, I will not do as well as other traders. And I'm doing it on purpose, intending to play for the trend. If it continues to do this, I make a little bit of money. I spend a lot of time not making very much money. And so you got to know how my trading plan works versus a trend trading plan versus the ranging trading plan. So you may wonder where to add on to this trade, and there's no add-on for me on this. Maybe if I got in here, I could have been smart enough to add on these breakouts, but there's no add-on signal for me. The add-on signals really have to do a consolidation. They have to pull back and consolidate before I can get in on any of these. So I really have to wait for it now to do any kind of pullback and then give me that internal 1, 2, 3 bottom formation. It'd be great if it was at support and resistance levels. That's even more juicy. Then we could be thinking of adding on. But so for now, it's just hands off and sit and watch for my own part because I have some. I'm just going to sit on it now. And so I hope that going through these charts is helping you start to see this pattern and know that you can go and find this pattern in other charts right now. Whoops, I closed the... And you can also go to the homepage of IntroToCryptos.ca. We provide 3 main levels of training. Free, which you are experiencing right now. We have the $15 a month plan that you can join to be in our patron sponsor group, and you get access to our patron Bull Market Watch color-coded spreadsheet, which covers everything on Binance and everything on Poloniex. It's an amazing spreadsheet that somebody is updating for you every single day, and you pay $15 a month to have access to all of that. Or we have our pro level, which is including all of the alerts right down to specific entries and exits. And that's what we're looking at here, is some of the results from the pro alerts. So MDA, everybody's all happy about this one, but here is our alert. We had some warning. It gave us this big spike and came back, and I said, okay, that's great. Look how long it's been sitting here. That, for me, this is a bell being rung, and it's easy to put in a trading order behind anything that's like that. Instead of jumping on them, I wait for after them, and then we get into them. So if I go and now and look at the chart of MDA, and go into the 3-month view for some perspective, here is right where we had our alert set up, right on these levels. So as it took off, we were in right away without having to be FOMO jumping in. So there are more different ways to enter these markets than just the 1, 2, 3 bottom formation, and our pro alerts covers that. The Patron Bull Market Watch spreadsheet is tuned to just cover the 12-hour exponential moving average crossover entries and exits, but our pro alerts, we have a few different ways to get into the markets that are a little more aggressive, and they take a bit more monitoring if you're planning to trade that way. Let's continue on. We've got a couple more here. Let's go look at MTL and MTL and Vibe, because they're close here. MTL. So this isn't as clear a trade, and I think it's pulled back quite a bit from our entry. In fact, the stop loss being just above the entry is maybe getting close to being kicked out now. And that's a normal part of trying to get into these trades, is protecting our butt. That's our job, is to limit our losses. So if it's coming back and dipping down below that, I'm out. That's it. Done trade. Not holding that one anymore. Only going to hold it if it proves me correct and stays up above those levels. Now, the other one we were just talking about was Vibe. So here it made a very nice bottom formation. We could identify this a long ways in advance and get ourselves prepared for it. Now our stop is above our entry. We're just going to sit back and see, where does the market take us? Look at this increase in volume going on here. I think that there is quite a bit more coming for us. And so you can see here from these alerts that we are set up with some amazing trades going on. And this is a selection of 10 or 12 out of the 150 or 160 cryptocurrencies that are trading on Binance. We filtered it out and only took the ones that are breaking above those bottom formations. And they've turned out phenomenal, but tune in next week and the week after and the month after that. As these continue on, we're going to hold these for the trend, and we'll see how many hundreds of % these turn out to be. And you're here now. You can join up for this. You can take this Learn Crypto Trading course. The registration is closing this week. There are only a few places left. 1 day and 2 hours, registration closes, and we start the course. If you haven't read through this already, in the first week we go over what it takes to get ready for trading. And this preparation is so important for success, no matter what kind of trading that you end up doing. This is the stuff that I put into this order because I didn't learn it in this order. I had to learn this stuff just by random happenstance. And as I wrote my own trading plan, I rearranged all of these lessons into the order that I wish I would have learned them in, that I could send this back to my younger self and say, here, save 20 years of failing and flopping around here. Week number 2, we go into some more specifics about the trading patterns that we need for this trading system. We're not going to load you up with everything that you need to know about, or everything that there is to know about technical analysis, just the tools we need so that we limit our work. We want our money to work for us. We don't want to find a second job here. We want this to be working for us. Then in week 3, we go through the entire trading plan so that you understand it from beginning to end with more details and nuances than I give you in the free training webinar that I super recommend you go and take. If you haven't already, don't go and take it 6 months from now and then come back and say, oh man, what a difference that would have made. There's no need to FOMO about missing out on this training. The free stuff is available here that you're watching, and the free stuff is available on the homepage. But if you really want to rock it, this is crazy value. You get the spreadsheet, you get our past crypto bull market back testing, which really cements these patterns into your mind. You also get the textbook from that webinar that I'm now selling on Amazon for $10. You get the stages of the trade. You get how to overcome fear and greed, which for me is a very simple book, but the lessons in this I have to repeat to myself every single time I put on a trade or take off a trade. I have to ask myself, am I being greedy at the right time or fearful at the right time? There is a correct time to be greedy and fearful. And this book was written by me, for me, and I hope it helps you too. So there's a lot of different alerts that I haven't updated here, but here's some of the past gains that we've got. So I'm looking forward to see how this rocks. How much time will this take? If you're already spending 30 minutes a day previewing the charts, you are doing everything. You've got everything that you need. And so read through the rest of these details to find out what personal motivations it takes. There is limited enrollment because I want to spend time with each person going through this so that you get the basics, and then we throw in 1 month of the crypto alerts, and this is a good month to get it. You get that free along with this training for $200. You can pay in crypto, use the coupon code to save even more, or pay in fiat if you just can't let go of your crypto. Is there a guarantee? Yes. Finish the course and tell me you don't think it's worth it, and I'll give you your money back. Take it to the blockchain guarantee. Because there's so many scams out there, I want you to know that you're going to get some good stuff. So take the next step towards your future. Enrollment is limited. Time is limited. These are wicked opportunities we're seeing right in front of us. And you can see the evidence piling up as we're going along. And that I should put onto this page as well, but it's over on the alerts page. All right, so there is a quick review of our coins, a good review of what we're doing in our alerts package here so that you can see the results that we're actually getting. And a good review of the charts to show how we did it so that you understand that you could actually learn this stuff and do it on your own. The reason that this alert service is so powerful is because it saves you so much time. It gives you a guide to go along with and talk back and forth and ask questions about so that you can, correlate or calibrate the way you're trading to fit with this system, to start to adjust the way you're trading, to put in the good points of this system and add them into the way you are working. Now, I'm going to sign off. Tons of great stuff going on here today. I'm going to head over back to our Discord chat and catch up with the guys who are posting over there. Thanks again for tuning in. I should actually stop before I sign off and go look at the chat. Because let me see if they've got any things that you're asking me instead of just gone. Those Kumo twists to red are quite ugly, but still, clouds are really thin. It's a good trading plan, says No Jack Blowjack. It is, and I'm so wickedly excited to hear your success stories over the next months. I get up in the morning coming to check for messages, check for comments, to hear what people are doing with this. Julius from Lithuania, good to have you along again. Alt dominance is taking off. Oh, it's 66%. Where do we enroll to preview this? Head over to IntroToCryptos.ca. There's a link in the description down below. There's also a link to our Discord chat, so come and get to know us. Sign in. The Discord chat's for free. There's also free training on the homepage of the website to start you off with. But there's no time like now to jump into this stuff and grab that lifetime membership for the course. You get 1 month free access to the alerts with that course, but you get lifetime access to the course, which means that you can come back and repeat the course every time we go through it. Every time that's improved and expanded, there's new examples, new case studies, you get to come back and repeat it and repeat it. Get these things built and burned into your brain. This is unlimited income potential by learning how to trade correctly. And so it consumes all of my time and all of my effort because I see the long-term potential for this. And if I can help other people, the more service I can give to the world, the better it is for me. Really. That's one measure of success is how much service are you giving the world. So here's the Bitcoin dominance chart right now. It's still making this top formation. And when it goes, it's going to be very beautiful. And all of us here are already prepared. Everybody has been watching this bull market watch spreadsheet unfold over the last while. We've all been watching this go from 11 alerts, hold status coins. Look at this, 31 of them, 32 here. We're up to 18 hold status coins, 14 more alerts that are all like still fruit that are almost ripe, you know? And then we go over to Binance. We have, look at the drop in the number of neutral coins coming down. Those are all turning into alerts. This is, the wave is happening. The evidence is right in front of us. I really want you guys to benefit from this. And I can go on. I do. I go on all day, actually, over on our Discord chat, and I'd be tickled to have you guys come and join us. I'll sign off for now. And I'm going to end with a little bit of a different ending scene here, just to see how I can fit this in. Cheers for now. Thanks again. Bye for now.